and welcome to another episode of Here for the Ears. I'm Kristian,
I'm Marc.
and welcome to our fourth episode.
I think it's 4.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
getting there.
Yeah. So how was your week? Anything interesting happen? No.
No, not really.
No. I had
One,
a.
one of my clients just got back from Disney World, so that was
Oh.
that was nice.
And
They,
didn't you finish a guide? Didn't you work on a guide all
yes,
week?
yeah, I was so part of my services is I provide guides to help you prepare for your Disney trip, particularly, navigating Genie Plus and all that jazz because it is very
You need a
confusing
guide for Genie Plus.
and it's a lot and like I don't know, you could go in blinded, but you got to prepare. So it's I like to prepare my clients for the craziness of Disney, kind of, I guess.
Yeah, it's funny. We were actually just downtown in our home city, and we walked into a shop, and there was a woman there that had just gotten back from the Christmas party, and she was talking about the same thing. She was saying, she was having a really hard time with Genie Plus. She bought Genie Plus on a park day, not realizing
On a
that
party day.
on a party day, sorry,
Yeah.
that not realizing that it was only good until 6, and then once the party starts, it's not you can't use it
Yeah.
anymore. So you paid for a whole day, but you didn't get a whole day out of it. Not realizing that she needed to buy like a party ticket.
Yeah.
So there is a lot like that's
That like
it's
people don't really understand or know, and yeah, so that's why it's always great to have a travel agent
yeah.
to help you answer all your questions. Your one-stop shop.
Yeah, because I do think that a lot of people will go to Disney World and think, you know,
I'll
I
go
didn't
and ride
really
rides.
like it because it was too confusing. I didn't get everything. Like there, you have to have a degree in some ways to be able
Yeah.
to navigate it and feel like you got the most out of it.
Hmm.
So yeah, I had a brutal week at work. I'm not going to go much further into it than that, but I'm really happy that it's Saturday and not work anymore.
Yeah.
It was a really, really tough week, and I'm glad to be here talking about Disney stuff because
Hey,
it's a
our favorite topic.
good escape from real life,
Yeah.
which is tough.
So what do we have on the news? I did not collect any news this
You know
week.
what
I
we?
kind of have like a couple of things that like I kept in my noggin, but
Oh, okay.
like I didn't write it down.
So why don't first of all, I think we need like, do we need like a sounder? Like this is like behind the scenes, but like, should we have a song that goes into like it's the time for the news? Like, I don't know.
Do you want to come up with your own theme song?
I mean, not right now, but I don't know. Maybe in general. I don't know. Like, do we?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, that's the thing. Maybe. No, maybe not.
Oh
All right. Do
no.
you want to throw a news item at me, and I'll see if it was on my list?
Um,
You're gonna surprise me.
I mean, I guess the pass holder thing, you told me about that, and then I did see it like the next day. So pass holders are getting a special gift in the mail. So if you're a Disney World annual pass holder, I guess they're sending out to some people. We haven't gotten anything. We're annual pass holders. We haven't gotten anything yet. But they're sending gift tags and wrapping paper.
Yeah. What are the thoughts on
Um,
that?
I mean, I
Kind
don't
of
know.
weird, right?
I mean, it's cute, but it's like, what would you like? It's not like a full like roll of wrapping paper. So it's
Oh,
like,
it's not.
no,
See, I didn't really know. I
it's
didn't.
like a folded flat
Oh,
piece of wrapping paper and like gift
okay.
tags. I don't know. Which is like, okay. I don't know. I
And
mean,
it's not something you're gonna keep, right? Like, so it's
right.
instantly disposable. I think it was. Did they say it was reversible? Maybe there were.
Oh,
I think there
maybe.
were two sides
I
to
don't
it,
know.
so that's the thing. But like, yeah, it's interesting. It's not like. I mean, listen, it's free. Like, we're pass holders. They're
Yeah.
gonna send it. I'll take what I can get. Like, I'm not gonna knock it, but it's just kind of an odd thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was on my list. So fine.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay.
so they did a lot of talking this week about movies. There was a lot of delays that have come out,
Oh,
but
yeah.
one thing that came out, I think it was at maybe one of the shareholder calls. I'm not entirely sure.
Hmm.
Was to talk about Frozen 3, which was to me crazy. That I guess it's like
Yeah.
crazy they're making it, but not like it makes perfect sense. Of course, like it's a cash cow for them, but like I don't know. I really hope that they think it through all the way because I don't know that Disney Frozen 2 was thought through all the way. But the most
Yeah.
interesting thing about that was that they've actually already started work, like pre-work on Frozen 4 apparently.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where they could really go with the story because I feel like between the two movies and like all the shorts, like they've already built the Frozen world. Like I don't think there's really much of a story there that's gonna be very engaging and like interesting and
I don't think there
I
was
don't
much of a
know.
story in the second one, and
Yeah,
you know
I
what
didn't really get the second story, honestly. It was very confusing and there seems like there was a lot of plot holes in that movie.
So I read
Um,
something interesting today about that I think, like, after I read it, I was like, that makes absolute perfect sense.
oh dear.
So I think is it Jennifer Lee? Is she the one? She also made Wish.
Yeah.
And I believe I read that she's now the chief creative officer for Disney Animation. So
Okay.
after she hit with Frozen, they were like, we're gonna sign her
Makes
up and
sense.
make her
Yeah.
the person, and you can say whether you think Disney has been better off since then or not. But apparently in Frozen 2, they did not know the ending until they finished the movie.
Hmm.
And the ending, I don't know what the original ending was, but the ending we got is not the ending that was the original ending
Hmm.
because they didn't actually know how it was going to end. And that perfectly makes sense for a movie that felt like the story didn't make a lot of sense.
But did it? So what was the ending? Supposed to be.
Frozen
Did they
2.
tell
Oh,
us?
I don't know. I
Oh,
didn't read
okay.
that much
Oh,
about it,
okay.
but I just thought it was interesting because it felt like a movie. I mean, generally, you have a story and then you have an ending and you backwards plan from the ending. So
Hmm.
that's how you make a good story generally. So it felt like a movie that didn't know where it was going. And
Yeah.
it turns out it actually didn't know where it was going.
I don't think it didn't know where it was going. I think it just didn't make a lot of sense when you're taking in the first movie and then you're adding the second movie. Like
Yep.
the second movie added another layer, and it just like kind of just didn't belong with the first layer. I don't know. Like it just like it didn't make sense because you're like, okay, so why did this happen in the first movie if this happened in the second
Right.
movie? Like I don't know. That's
Right. Felt like
that's
a
what it
movie
felt
that was
like.
pinned on because the
Yeah.
first one was really successful. I know that, like, I actually don't hate Frozen 2. Like, it sounds like I do. Like,
Yeah.
I actually, like, it's cute and fun. I like some of the music. I think it's kind of funny. Um, I just, yeah. So, with that being said about Frozen 2, Frozen 3, I don't have high hopes for, and I'm,
Yeah.
I'm stunned that we're on to Frozen 4. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing, but
Yeah. I think they need to move away from the Frozen franchise. I think they need to move on. I think they need to expand. Oh, but
keeps making
anyways,
if it keeps making money, they're not going to move on. But all right,
yeah.
so what else is in that
Anyways,
noggin? Show me,
uh,
show me some more.
no, I don't remember.
Oh, great. All right, that was it. She's out.
And it's
It's
gone.
gone. Awesome. Um, so there were new popcorn buckets
Oh,
at
really?
Disney World. There was
Which
the
ones?
Valentino popcorn bucket, which
What's
came.
that about? Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a Valentino popcorn bucket and a Star Sipper that came to
Oh, that
Disney.
was like 2 weeks ago.
Nuh-uh,
Yeah.
nuh-uh,
Oh,
nuh-uh. They
okay.
announced it, but it came to Disneyland.
Oh, so it finally
Yeah,
came
it
out.
came out
It
at
was announced
Disneyland
like
this
2 weeks
week,
ago, though.
and it's coming soon to Disney World apparently.
Oh, I
So
thought they were going to Disney World. No?
it came out at Disneyland and
Oh.
it's coming soon at Disney World.
Oh.
So
Okay.
what do you think about? I don't know. I mean, like, it's really weird because, like, my person that likes to collect things loves the popcorn buckets, but my person that likes to eat things is like, this is not easy to eat. Like, I don't know how you eat
Yeah.
out of those popcorn buckets, but I
Popcorn.
do love
Oh,
them.
I do. I mean, I have two of the popcorn
Which
buckets.
ones do you have?
I have
Oh yeah,
the balloons. They're like modeled after
they
the
were like the
balloons.
50th ones, weren't
Yeah,
they?
I had the blue one because I was like, I want the blue one. I remember we had to like I was like hunting for it and we kept
Oh
seeing like the
yeah.
green
We
one
were like
and
asking people. We were like, "Where did you get that?"
no, I knew where it was. I knew it was Tomorrowland. We
Oh,
eventually got to Tomorrowland that day. But anyways, and then I got like the rainbowy one. Um,
oh yeah, that was the
but
last
I
one.
love those ones. And I don't know. I love those ones. Those are practical, but I don't love
Why
sippers.
don't you love the
I
sippers?
think the sippers are cute. They're
You never
just
drink out of it.
you
You'll
can't
drink.
drink out of them, and
No,
you can't wash them. That's the problem. They're a pain in the butt to wash. Like,
they're
how do you need like a special bottle brush to
yeah.
wash those things? I don't know.
That's like they're just for decoration. You use them
Yeah,
the
they're
one
really for
time, you
decoration.
wash them, and then that's it. I mean, they're. I don't know. I like a collectible, and I know that, like, they go crazy for them. Like, those popcorn buckets are just nuts. So people, they get in line. I mean, like, the line. I think there was like a Figment popcorn bucket that had like a 3 hour wait to get it or something earlier
Oh
this year, or
yeah,
like in the
yeah.
in the spring. So people love those.
Hmm.
All right, what are we? There was a new special on Disney Plus
Okay.
called Christmas with Walt Disney
Oh,
that
really?
just came out this week.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, and it was
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah. I put it on the other day, and
you
then
did.
I.
Oh, okay. How
Oh,
was
yeah.
it?
Remember? And I turned it off because I was like, oh, I don't want to watch this right now.
It was like
It was
something
kind of
from like
like,
the archives. Like it was
yeah, it
like
was all like old videos,
yeah, it was like
but just a
unreleased.
collection of old videos.
Okay.
It seems like.
So is
So
that
I
on
just
the
really
list?
wasn't.
Oh, maybe that could be on the list.
Oh yeah, we should put that on the list.
So we do a every year because like this is our life. Like we just sit around and watch stuff, watch big screens. We watch our whole life is watching a big square rectangle in our house, and then holding a little rectangle and actually watching the little rectangle while the big rectangle is doing things.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, so I think a lot of people's life is like that.
Yeah.
But we do in Christmas time. We do like 25 days of Christmas. We try to watch like a Christmas
Yeah.
thing each night. Some of them are like shorts. Some
Yeah.
of them are movies. We watched a Christmas Karen
Yeah.
last
The
night, which
kids really
is
wanted to watch that movie,
terrible.
so we watched it.
It's
And
free on Roku, but I would
was it on
recommend
Roku?
it
Okay,
was.
it was on
Don't
Roku.
please don't watch
It
it.
was actually kind of
It's
cute. I
awful.
mean, like it wasn't the best quality movie, but it's just a Christmas Carol
It was
with a Karen. Like,
arguably not even a movie, but
you know,
so a lot of those movies are Disney. So
yeah.
we put them in a hat and we pick names out of a hat,
Hmm.
and that should be maybe a thing.
Yeah.
We always try to like. I feel like there's nothing new this year. Like
Yeah. I
that we've
don't know.
added to the list. Like we have the stables, like the stuff, the staples,
Not
not
stables.
horse, no
We
horses,
don't put our horses in there.
no. But yeah, I don't know. That could be an interesting thing. So I thought that was something. There was also like, I guess you get like there's Disney Plus exclusive stuff you can buy now too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like there was a key, like those the collectible keys you can get.
Yeah.
There was one that just came out. And I forget. It was like maybe a Disney 100 thing, and
Okay.
it was like you had to sign in with your Disney Plus account and shop Disney to buy it. Otherwise, it's not available.
Huh.
So I guess that's like a
Huh.
thing that happens sometimes.
Okay.
Doesn't everybody have Disney Plus though?
I don't
It's not
know.
really very exclusive,
Yeah.
but
Sure.
whatever. All right. Do you remember have any more come to you?
No.
All right. So we have Mickey and Minnie. Um, I don't know if this is new. I don't know if they always do this, but they were they changed at Animal Kingdom. And this is like the only like I think we were talking about this last week that like Animal Kingdom doesn't do any of the Christmas stuff really.
Yeah.
But Mickey and Minnie have a holiday outfit instead of
I,
their safari outfit at
oh,
Animal
I love
Kingdom.
their safari outfit.
That's the best Minnie and
Yeah.
Mickey, and it's like the wait is always really short because
Well, when we went, like
yeah,
in the morning, it's short. I think during the day it gets busier.
I don't think like anybody that one and the one at Epcot like I don't think anybody
Oh
really
yeah,
knows
nobody
they're
knows where
there.
Mickey is in Epcot. I think
I didn't either.
he's kind of hidden.
But that's a really good one.
Hmm.
So there was that, and then this is a weird one. So I guess Dumbo, the flying elephant, is going to be presented by Sensi now, the attraction.
Wait, what?
Sensi, the
Yeah.
camera. Yeah, so they added a thing, Dumbo the flying elephant, the sign,
Yeah.
and it says presented by Sensi now at the bottom.
So they're like sponsoring it.
Yeah, but there's some sort of thing happening.
Hmm.
I'm gonna Google it because I can't remember. Sometimes I make these notes and I'm like, I'll remember what this means.
Yeah.
Um,
That's me every time I put something in the news
yeah, I need
document.
to be a little bit more descriptive, I think.
Like the pass holder drink
What was that?
at Epcot. Epcot,
Oh,
they got a special blue freeze drink for pass holders. I think they came out with like a special coffee drink too from Joffrey's. They usually do for pass holders only.
Oh,
That
okay.
sounded good. I don't know.
So this is the thing I was reading. Okay, so it's because apparently there's going to be a Smellephant parade.
What?
Smellephants on Parade is going to be a new parade that's going to be happening at Storybook Circus,
Okay.
and they'll
Where?
I don't know.
Like it's not
Timothy.
really a big area.
Well, that's what I thought. They entered. Yeah, it's like a parade. I don't know. So
Well, we'll see that when that comes. I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know when. I thought it was really weird.
Hmm.
Uh,
Interesting.
so there's going to be Smellephant statues with unique smells that you can smell. I don't
Oh,
know.
maybe you just like walk around and
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I think it's like you parade around. I
yeah.
think, but
Like that one year that we had like the parade in Salem during COVID, like right after COVID, and they were like the parade stayed in place, but all the people walked around.
You just told them where we live.
I think. Well, if you're a returning subscriber, you probably already know that we live in Salem.
Well, I'm also wearing a hat that says Beverly on it.
Oh yeah.
So whatever. All right. Well, so Salem. Which Salem though? Who knows? There's
Yeah.
so many Salems. So
Anyways,
where were we?
we are getting
Off
off top
Okay.
topic.
Off topic. Okay. Where are we?
More news.
More more news.
Scentsy. That's
Yes,
interesting.
Scentsy. There's also we know that there's the Wish show at Epcot, where they play that "You're a Star" song. I think I said last week that it was the
I got some news now.
go
I remembered.
go.
Hatbox Ghost debuted at Haunted Mansion. So exciting! I'm so excited for that. It's finally we got the Hatbox Ghost.
And they said December, right? They said it was going to
No,
be.
they said the end of November.
And they
did
waited.
the last day
Yeah.
of November.
Or they took that very seriously. That last day of November.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, he looks so cool. So exciting.
Yep, I want to see that.
But then there is
Oh, you're on a roll here.
Yeah.
Okay, go, keep going.
Yeah. Epcot. Oh, Epcot. Oh, yeah. The walls are coming down.
Yeah.
Yay. So we're finally opening World Celebration, which is like the middle of the front of the park. Moana's off to the side over by the seas, and then like there was still like that middle part that was still closed, and I think there's supposed to be like a building over there too.
Yeah, that they said that will open. That's like the something building, connections
festival
building or something.
Something
like that. It's not gonna. That's gonna open by the end of the year, but the gardens are gonna open.
Yeah, gardens are like
including Dreamers Point, which is gonna have that new Disney statue.
Walt statue, yay!
December 8th.
Yes.
So
no, December 5th.
I wrote down December 8th.
Oh, I thought it was December
sometime
5th,
next week.
Because it was Walt's birthday. Walt's birthday, I think, was December 5th.
So sometime next week.
So
that's gonna be opening.
Yeah. And
could have
then
been 5th.
Oh, what else was it? Oh, and at Epcot.
Okay.
Now that we're still at Epcot.
She's on a roll.
So they're getting rid of the show there. What is the one that we don't
Epcot Forever?
Epcot Forever. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That's going away.
Good.
And they're replacing it with a new show, and I forget what it's called. Do you know what it's called?
I didn't know about this.
Really? You don't?
I just knew that when they brought back Epcot Forever, they said it was for a limited time to bridge between one and another.
So now it's limited. It's going away.
Good.
And they're replacing it with another show, and I can't remember off the top of my head.
Well,
Illumination or something like that.
It was already Illumination.
Okay, then no, it's not that one.
Yeah. Illumination was the one with the lasers that was before Epcot Forever.
Yeah, I love that one. I think that one's my favorite.
No, you don't. You love Harmonious. That was the 50th one that did the whole
is that the one
World Showcase.
The one with all the songs?
Yeah, that was Harmonious.
Okay,
that was the 50th one. That's a travesty that they got rid of that. Yeah. And we're not going to have that anymore because that is a great show. That's the best fireworks show. Okay.
So new Epcot is coming next month. I think it's next month.
So Disneyland is going to get a This Wish is a water show. So they're switching that.
They're changing the what is that? Color? World
of Color. They're changing it to like a Wish thing. So they are all in on Wish. I mean, hard, and like harder than I've ever seen them going all in on a movie.
I mean,
before.
Probably because it's the 100th year and the 100th year movie. Like, I think that's probably why.
Yeah.
Which I get. Like, I understand.
I just don't get what I don't. I guess I don't work in their marketing department, but like, what made them decide I don't want to market Strange World at all?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't do anything. I mean, I thought that weird Splat guy or whatever was going to be all over. You're going to plushies to him and sippers and everything. They just wanted. Maybe they watched it and they were like, "This is a terrible movie," and we just wanted to just go
probably.
away. I don't know, but
probably with their test audience or something.
This one went hard. And then, do you know Ollie the Gingerbread Man?
No.
He's like a new character that is the host of the Jollywood Nights. He's like a new guy.
Oh, okay.
And he has a name, and his name is Ollie. I had no idea.
I had no idea either. I don't really know anything about Jollywood Nights.
Well, so that's a thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Cool.
That's all.
Fun.
That's all I got. I think we'll talk about. All right. So that's the news. There is one other news item, but we'll bring it up in the topic of the week because I think that there's a lot to discuss here. And what we wanted to talk about, based on a news item that Bob Iger, who was the CEO of Disney for a long time, and left, and then passed the baton of CEO to Bob Chapek or Chapek. I don't actually know how to pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced both ways.
Yeah.
I haven't asked him himself, so I don't know. Who
We should
was
listen
his
to a video.
mentor?
Okay.
Like Bob
Yeah.
Iger was his mentor. He was his guy. He
Yeah.
passed it off. He was there for a couple years and then flamed out, and Bob Iger came back. And now Bob Iger this week announced that he is not going to renew his contract. His contract ends in 2026, and
Mhm.
that will be the end for him.
Right.
So it got me thinking. There's a lot of controversy around what is Disney's state right now, whether it's, parks, movies, Marvel, Pixar, like it's a really cruise line.
Mhm.
Um, I think a lot of people are feeling pretty negative about Disney
Yeah.
in a lot of different ways.
Mhm.
And a lot of people are blaming Bob, the other Bob
Bob
too,
Chapek
Bob Chapek,
or
Chapek, Chapek,
Chapek.
Chapek, Chapstick. Um, and is it Bob's fault? Like, I guess my question for you is like, is it whose fault is it? And do you
Mm.
actually think it's as bad as the internet would say it is?
Um. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into a business, but I think a lot of what the Disney we see today is a Bob Iger thing.
Hmm,
Because so Chapek was only a CEO for what, like 2 years?
I think so.
Like people, as soon as he got into office, everyone was like, get him out, get him out, get him out, because of all the changes. Because it's like COVID happened, and then Disney reopened. They got rid of Fast Passes. Disney World reopened. They got rid of Fast Passes, and they replaced it with Genie Plus. That was in talks way before he became CEO.
You don't think they just came up with that one day and
No,
just
no,
installed it?
that was in talks for years. They don't just roll out things automatically. Usually plans, and even Disney movies take years of planning, designing, making, marketing. Like, it's not, cut and dry. It's out. It's a thing. Um, so I think a lot of it is a Bob Iger has made Disney, the Disney company, what it is now, which is a money grab.
And so for do you think it's more a money grab than it used to be? You
Oh
didn't think it
yeah.
was always a money grab?
If you look at the data of well, let's talk about Disney World for example. If you look at the ticket prices, they have skyrocketed.
But inflation.
No, they have
Oh.
skyrocketed since Iger has was CEO. Like, I think more than
But his first tour
well,
as
obviously,
CEO, or
yeah,
since he came in a second time?
both,
Both.
both.
But you think Disney World is a better? So I guess the question is, right? So they've added a lot, right? While Bob Iger was CEO, I mean,
Mhm.
there's lots of attractions that were built. Galaxy's Edge was built.
Yeah.
Toy Story Land was built. The whole of Epcot.
Right.
I mean, basically Epcot is all new. I mean, almost none of the rides are the same as when he before. I mean, they've
Right.
done a
Right.
lot.
Yeah. No, they've done a
Was the
lot, but
Fantasyland? I think the Fantasyland expansion was under Iger.
I think they didn't
Um,
really think about how it would affect the average family of being able to vacation at Disney World.
but if
It's
they're
really
gonna,
become unattainable for a lot of people.
or it's like a once in a lifetime, like
Right.
gonna bankrupt my family to do this kind of thing, and which is why people get mad when they go spend an exorbitant amount of money on a thing to go to this trip and then be like, I didn't even get the most out of it because there was Genie Plus, park reservations, dining reservations, like I didn't understand it,
Yeah.
and then I spent all this money and like I'm never gonna be able to go again, and
Right.
like so that I do understand. I think that it has created like for us anyway, like personally, like going to the parks, I think um, people are not like it's not the other customers that are there are not nice people
No.
in a lot of ways. But I do get it because a lot of people are like, I paid so much for this. I mean, it turned like Disney World turns you into a Karen,
Yeah.
or it's like I paid so much for this,
Yeah.
and it's my vacation, and get out of my way, and I need to get the most out of it.
Yeah.
And but so there's that, and I know that those changes all obviously, ticket price increases, construction projects. Like another thing people complain about is the
Mhm.
everything gets remodeled with a theme. Like everything is themed now after an IP, so it's not like everything has to be based on a movie. Basically, it can't just be a thing by itself.
Yeah.
But isn't it the CEO's job? Like if Chapek saw, you need to be able to, like, as a leader, look at things and say, all right, like there's probably a lot of projects that Disney does that don't come to fruition
Oh
because
yeah.
the leader has to look at it and say, nope, not
Yeah.
doing that.
Mhm. Mhm.
So maybe coming out of COVID, because I think COVID's a lot to blame.
Yeah. COVID is a lot to blame.
And I think Chapek maybe needed to look at it and say, all right, maybe now's not the time to redo this whole Genie Plus thing coming out of COVID.
Yeah.
Inflation's out of control.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. But they did roll with it and went with it.
Yeah.
So, do you think that they're doing too much at the same time?
Yes.
Like they're like Disney World is basically constantly under construction everywhere. Like Epcot has been a disaster for years now. Like walls, walls, and walls everywhere, and finally they're coming down. Um, what is it? The Polynesian that's getting a whole new building. Like, did it really need a whole new building? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Um,
I mean,
what else? I don't know. There's like
we're
a lot of the resorts are getting a lot of makeovers actually.
gonna rebuild, retheme Dino Land.
Yeah, they're
Apparently,
gonna do that. They're what did
build a
they
new
say?
park.
10 billion in the next 10 years or something. They're gonna spend between well parks and movies
Hmm.
and everything. But
Well, I think you gotta, if you're gonna keep raising prices, then you gotta keep doing things because why am I paying? Why are you raising the prices, right? So I think that's the
well,
problem.
that's a question because are they paying their employees a fair wage? There was a long, long time that Disney park employees were getting paid basically
Mm.
minimum wage.
If you ask
So,
Disney, what is it? It's Roy Disney's daughter, is it?
I think
Who's
so.
extremely vocal about, wrote a whole book about how like they don't treat their employees
But yeah,
well,
yeah.
and so I
Which
mean,
is, I think, in the past couple of years they're working on it. Like, I think now they're getting more like benefits and reimbursement for like school and I don't know, all
but it's
different
one of
things.
those
But
things.
anyways,
Like, I mean, yeah, better, do better, and all that. But why did it have to become so public that you treat your employees poorly for you to decide to treat your employees better? Like, I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, the parks are an interesting. I mean, I have just as much fun as ever,
Hmm.
but I do like. I love the parks. I want to go all the time. I love all the new stuff that's
Yeah.
coming. But we are seasoned vets, so we go and we don't feel like this is my one time to go,
Right.
and I'm never going to be able to go again. So I don't really. We don't have that same issue.
Yeah.
But I do understand like a family of four that goes for the first time and is like, I don't know, like it's not laid back. It's not.
No.
It's not relaxing, especially if you
Very
feel like you
overwhelming.
need to get every penny out of your experience.
Right.
So I get that.
Yeah. I mean, we were definitely there. We were those families.
So what's the
At one point.
solution? What's
Oh,
the
I have
part?
no
How do you
idea.
fix the parks?
I think just Disney keeps doing that because they want you to come back. That's their way to get you to come back. If they had the same stuff all the time, why? What would be the point of having to go back?
Mm. Yeah, and I think that's probably why they make it so difficult to do everything in one trip. You
Right.
can't do it all in one
Oh
trip.
yeah.
You have to come back.
That's kind of always how it's been. Like I remember when I was little, it's still the same. Like I remember the adults in my family were saying like, yeah, you can't do it all in one trip. Like yeah, and when I was little,
Mm.
and then 80s, 90s. Um, what about movies?
Yeah,
So is there a downfall to the movies or like
I
I don't
mean,
know. Like
I,
are we
I'm
going down?
actually I'm actually interested because I think I actually want to look. I'm going to look up the last couple. I feel like I've been pretty underwhelmed. Even in Encanto, which took some time to grow on me, I didn't
Hmm.
feel super like I loved Encanto. But I am.
You love the music.
I did love. I was.
Remember our top songs? You were all about Encanto music.
Yes, I did. So we all know like movies are interesting. The Disney, they had their in the 40s, right, 50s. Obviously that's what built Disney 70, 60. But I think that there was kind of like a lull, especially the 80s. Like there wasn't much happening in the
Yeah.
80s. Then we have the Renaissance, Little Mermaid, 90s, and they were hit after hit after hit after hit until,
We had the
you know,
flop era.
yeah, until you got to the to like the 2000s. I think Dinosaur is probably the first. Well, I mean
Home on the
Tarzan. I think
Range.
you could argue Tarzan
Yeah.
was the start of that, and then you had a bunch of just like what critically whatever. But most of all, I mean, other than I would say Lilo and Stitch, these were all box office and critic flops
Yeah.
until you hit Princess and the Frog, and that was like,
You think?
yeah,
When did Tangle come out?
that was after.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So then you got a resurgence, right? So you
Yeah.
got the Prince and the Frog, you got
Yeah. They
Tangled,
went back to the roots, kind of.
yeah, Wreck-It
With the
Ralph,
princesses.
which I don't love, but like it was a hit. Like
Yeah.
people liked it. Frozen, Big Hero 6, Zootopia, Moana, and then I don't know. Since then,
They've run
Ralph
out
Breaks
of.
the Internet,
Yeah.
like
I like
Frozen
that one.
2,
Yeah.
Raya and the Last Dragon,
Mm.
Encanto, Strange World, Wish. So I don't know. I mean, there's not a lot there. I love Raya. Love, love, love Raya. It's one of my favorite Disney movies.
That's a good movie.
But I
Yeah.
don't think many people liked it.
Yeah.
Like, no one talked about that movie.
Yeah.
Frozen 2, I mean, it's just Frozen.
Mm-hmm.
And Strange World was certainly, I don't know. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought. But I think the problem is, and then Pixar, it feels like, is all sequels now. Like, I mean, it's just a new Toy Story movie. I mean, there are
Yeah, they're
lots of,
going down the sequel route. They're running out of ideas.
I
But
guess, yeah, since Lasseter left, I think that they've had
yeah.
some issues there. And I think that, I think streaming is a problem. I think that they are loading up. They want to, as you said, when you said earlier, are they doing too much? I actually wasn't thinking parks. I was thinking with movies
Oh,
and
really?
TV
Yeah.
and media. It's like Marvel is a great example of that. I mean, 3 Marvel movies a year was a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but people were tolerating it, right? It was like
Yeah.
big money, automatic winner at the box office every time. But now, if you got 3 TV shows and 3 movies a year,
Yeah.
it's
That's a lot.
too much.
And you have to see them all.
You have to see them all
or
because they
like
all
the
connect.
movie doesn't make sense, and that's what I hate about Marvel.
So I do
Drives me
wonder.
nuts.
I mean, I love that about Marvel because I'm a Marvel fan.
Yeah.
But if you aren't, like, if you're just a
Right.
casual
me.
watcher, like, you either got to be all in or
Yeah.
you've got to be. You can't really be a casual watcher of the
No.
Marvel movies. It's not like it used to be. In the 90s, 2000s, when you could just watch like Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, and if you don't watch X-Men, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And you can watch Daredevil, and you don't have to watch Elektra. It doesn't
Right.
matter. But now everything is connected,
Mm-hmm.
and they've almost like universed themselves into a problem there. And those movies, like, they've been just as good, I think, for the most part. But the luster is gone,
Mm-hmm.
and it's too much. And they're so focused on streaming
Yeah.
that they've got to justify that Disney Plus subscription. So it's like they got to have shows, they got to have movies, they got to have direct to Disney Plus stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And well, I don't know. And like I wonder, like, so I think this is not Disney, but it's that Blue Beetle movie
Yeah,
with that kid.
that was DC.
Yeah, DC
Yep.
with the kid from Karate Kid show.
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
He's cute, I like him.
Zolo.
I don't know. I like him. Anyways, so I guess that movie like bombed in the theaters, but I think they say that it's really successful in streaming. I think people just aren't going to the movies anymore,
and especially
like they used to.
Like, if you're not a huge Disney fan, I don't know. Are you just gonna, if it's gonna be on Disney Plus in a couple months?
Right.
Like, do you need, like, with streaming, like, do you need to go to the movies?
Right. Like movies have gotten so expensive like these days.
And it's a whole thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like an event, especially if you have kids.
Right.
To pack them up, go there, get the snacks, get there early, find like, we have a movie theater we can walk to. So but like, if we couldn't walk to that movie theater, I don't know that I would go to as many movies as I would otherwise.
Yeah, well, like when we saw Wish, we went to like one of those big chain movie theaters, and the food was more than the tickets.
And it wasn't good.
And we didn't even get that much food. We got the same food that we get at our local theater for $20
and it wasn't
cheaper.
good. The popcorn stunk.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going off topic.
Yeah.
But, like, my point was, like, movies aren't as successful because people are just streaming more, and then maybe Disney movies aren't as great because maybe people don't want Disney Plus. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But the point is, I think, like, the conversation that we've had while we've been sitting here, I think what the conclusion is I don't think you can just say it was Bob Chapek's problem. And, like, I think it's way more complicated than that. I think it's a mixture of Chapek, COVID, you know, doing too much, um, streaming, and I just think, I mean, God, I mean, how many live action remakes are we gonna make?
Oh my
You know,
God, yeah.
the problem with Disney, and I think it's not just a Disney problem. This is really a people problem. This is
Mhm.
that a corporate like studio problem. They had a hit. They came out with Beauty and the Beast, and that was a slam dunk home run hit.
Yeah.
And they're like, how many of these can we make? Let's do
Yeah.
them all.
Let's do them all, yeah.
And I mean, for the most part, the live action remakes haven't been great.
I kind of like them.
Oh, I haven't really liked any of them. I
um,
like Little Mermaid. I like Beauty and
but
the Beast.
Snow White is an example of one of those, like what I was talking about earlier about like being politically correct. Like Snow White, I guess they're going in a completely direction where Snow White's an independent woman and she doesn't need a prince to save her, and then like the dwarves aren't dwarves. They're I don't
And
like.
and my argument to that would be that Snow White, while I love that movie, I love the original Snow White.
Mhm.
It's got its place in history. Is a
Yeah.
problematic movie
Right.
that shouldn't be remade.
Mhm. Um, there was another movie.
Like, I mean, Snow White, it's literally saying that the whiter your skin, the more beautiful you are. I mean, that's the
Right. Right.
and having little weird dwarf people. I mean, like
Yeah.
as cartoon character. I mean, I think there's so many problems with that movie. I just
Right.
think some movies, you're not going to remake Song of the South. All right, well that's
Anyways.
that's our take. So my take, moral of the story, I don't work at Disney, and neither
Yeah.
do any of the people online that are saying that they know have all the answers and they know why things don't work and why things aren't as good as they used to be. The reality is, the older you get, you want to see the stuff that it used to be. You want everything to be the way that it used to be, and it can't be.
Right.
Can't be. So, um, you know, and Bob Chapek isn't the villain. Everybody, I don't think
I don't think
I
he
have no
was.
idea. I have no idea like how he was in meetings and like I have no idea.
Mhm.
But I
Yeah.
don't think that you can just say that Bob Chapek was the reason that we
Yeah.
are where we are today.
No. No. I think this has been an ongoing problem for many, many years.
And in the meantime, we're gonna keep going to the parks. We're gonna keep watching movies, and I
We're
don't know.
gonna still keep giving our money. I
We'll
don't know.
keep giving them our money. People always say we started this cash cow. Yes, it is, and they'll just continue to.
Yeah.
We'll keep giving them our money. Well, yeah, that's gonna be it for episode 4 of Here for the Ears. Yeah, so we're live on YouTube. We're also on Spotify. So if you do come across this and you want just an audio only version, you can find us on Spotify.
Yeah.
Subscribe, and listen to us talk while you do your housework or your exercise or
Yeah.
your commute.
Do what you do when
Do what
you
you do. Or if you want
listen
to
to
see our
podcast.
beautiful faces, then you can watch that. Watch it on YouTube.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening or watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.